Oh, shoot, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But anyway, hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing a 250-hour service on the SVL75. I just wanted to kind of go show you guys how to drain the hydraulic tank, because you have to change the hydraulic return filter, and it's in the tank. So your drain tube and plug are right here. Now the fluid is super clean. The fluid actually isn't due until 1,000 hours. But I'll probably just put new fluid in it because I don't like contamination possibilities, but I think you'd be just fine if you got a nice clean container to put it in. But here is the little inspection plate that your drain hose lies in, and you can get up in there and just take that out. But it was kind of a booger to get that out. You just kind of had to wiggle it back and forth. Also doing an oil filter and oil change. It's not, technically I wouldn't even do for first 500 hours, but I think they're supposed to do a break-in now from the factory, but I did it at 50 hours, and I'm going to change mine every, basically 250 hours is what I'm shooting for on my oil changes. I'll cut it in half or do 200 hours. But anyway, you can do whatever you like there. I just wanted to show you guys this. But the filter's up in here. You got this little plate and allows it to drain. And then of course the big plate on the bottom is how you get to your drain plug. I cheat a little bit because I use a lift and put her up in the air. So it makes it a lot easier, but anyway, adjusted my tracks, just some of the maintenance stuff to do on that. And to adjust your tracks, you'll have a manual when you get this, I guess, unless you buy a used one. But you want the track itself off the ground, and you're going to be looking for, so here on this second idler, this roller here, there's going to be, you're looking for a gap, and the gap's about 1 inch. You know, it's 0.8 inches to 1.2 inches. I always set mine at 1 inch. But anyway, it's not, it's, the track's touching the thing, so it's not gapped right. But I just kind of like to keep up on that. And of course, greasing the machine. But here in a minute, I will put that thing down, and I'll lift that cab up, and we'll get to the top of that hydraulic tank to get that return filter out of there. It also has a suction filter inside that reservoir. I'm going to take a peek at it. I think it has a metal screen on it. It's not really like a element filter. Let's see if I can find it. But anyway, yeah, here it is. Hopefully I have a return filter. But it's kind of like a metal screen. But anyway, this isn't due. I think it was 1,000 hours is when you're supposed to change that. I might just do mine while I'm in there. But it probably wouldn't need it. But anyway, I will start another video here in a minute. Once I get this down, I'll show you guys where the bolts come up and how to lift the cab up itself. And then we'll get that return filter out of there and get that suction filter out of there. I've seen, I haven't seen too much stuff on it, but I think they can be challenging. So we'll find out here soon. Okay, so we're here for part 2 of the 250-hour SVL75 service. I'm doing the return suction filters inside the tank. Hydraulic tank, that is. Sorry, I'm walking over here getting the massive sockets so I can get in there. Let me show you what I'm working with here. Anyway, I've already pulled the cab up. It's got 2 bolts way up there. I hold it down to the bottom part there, and then it's got a little stopper over there in that corner that the hydraulic will lift sit on. I'll show you the tank. So not a whole lot of room to work in here. Anyway, this little lid here goes on top of your tank. Holds about 9.5 gallons or something, right around 9 gallons. Anyway, there is the return filter and there is the suction filter. You can see just a little bit of, well, you probably can't see it. It's got just a little bit of debris on it, but you need a really big socket or wrench to get on that, and then you need an even bigger one to get on that. You'll see that little plate laying down there on the floor. It had 2 bolts in it, and it's used a long extension to get those bolts out. It's kind of like a stopper. But anyway, I'm gonna pop that filter out and get both of those out. I'll try to set you up here so you can see what I'm doing. And get you an idea. See if we can get down there like this. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see what size this baby is. Like that, right? Oh, not so bad. So a lot of people really getting excited about that. We'll see how the other one goes though. Don't judge my Pro China locomotive set there. I don't use these very often, but when you need them, you need them. See if I can get in there. Everything needs to be super clean when you do this because you're down inside your tank there. Keep it from knocking debris down. Sorry, you're getting a picture of my arm. Kind of hard to take a picture of that though. Got this one right here. Let's get this out. Okay, so today is a continuation of the hydraulic return filter service on this SVL75. It's actually a couple days later. The filter I had was wrong. The filter they gave me was wrong. And I noticed some subtle differences when I pulled it out. So anyway, I had to run about 100 miles away to try to grab it before they closed because I had a brush cutting job to do that next day and my machine was inoperable. So anyway, let me show you the difference in the filters, something to look for, because I guess there is a late production and an early production. So anyway, here they are. So when I pulled mine out, this is when I pulled out of it here. I noticed this little plastic little tab on there, and then when I was just kind of comparing these, I noticed that my new one didn't have it. And then I noticed the part numbers were slightly different. So anyway, they are very similar. This one's just a shade longer, but they are not interchangeable. Well, that will screw on there and probably work, but the dealer told me it wasn't interchangeable. Anyway, so I had to go get that, which was pretty annoying, and but it is what it is. And I didn't end up getting back home and getting that serviced and getting it taken care of until it was about 9:30 in the evening. And like I said, I needed it that next day. But anyway, all in and done. All that being said, it really wasn't bad. You take those 4 bolts out, got an O-ring there. Take the 2 bolts out to hold the L bracket, and I just used a big old socket. I think it was like I'm sure it was metric, but all I had was in that size was like an 1 5/8". I think it's pretty close to what it was, but I just spun it off and put a new one on there. Once I finally got it, snugged her down and let her rip. But anyways, you can see I had my brush cutting job. So after brush cutting jobs, I like to get in and clean the machine because you get debris down in your belly pan. And I don't know if you've ever had the joy of cleaning that out. They don't tell you when you buy that, but these are not all of them. Doesn't matter what brand it is, but you got to keep those belly pans pretty clean. They do get a lot of crap in them, but I just cleaned this one out. And I don't pressure wash it. I just use a hose and a vacuum to get the big stuff, and you can clean most of it out. And same thing with because it was pretty dusty and dirty, so I went ahead and, since I was washing the machine anyway, slid the radiator out and washed it out, as well as the AC condenser. This just comes out, I don't know if it was in my other video, but it's just got 3 bolts that bolt in here, and that radiator slides back, makes it really easy to service and get inside there. But you can clean that belly out. There's still a little bit of dirt down in there, but anybody who's ever done that knows that that's pretty hard to clean. But anyway, serviced all that, got that all done. Your air conditioning filter is right there. I went ahead and pulled it out, serviced it, and it just gets so dusty and dirty that you just gotta keep your filters clean. I did put a new air filter in it when I did the 250-hour service. I'll probably go ahead and check it again here in a minute. But I just wanted to give you a follow-up on the return filter service. Otherwise, that's what it looks like with the cab up. It's pretty heavy, so I found out it is heavier with the door down. It must just the weight of the door makes it heavier. So put your door up when you do it, and it makes it a little easier to lift. That's really about it. Like I said, it wasn't too bad. 250-hour service. It's been a great machine. One of these days I get a little bit more time, I'll do a little review on it. But it is a workhorse, and it's just been a very nice piece. So anyway, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.